welcome back to the Quality Cup Life podcast. My name is Imani, and here we talk about how to live a better quality of life for young adults, how to make your own decisions, and how to create the life that you want to live instead of letting other people tell you how to live. So, thank you so much for listening, and let's get into the show. Hey, and we're back. Welcome back to the Quality Cup Life podcast. All right, y'all. So I have been thinking about this for a little bit. I think I started thinking about it at the very end of December and then like the beginning of January. And I was like, yo, Imani, what is it that you need to either finish learning? And what is it that you need to grow through and face to not only prepare for 2022, but also to succeed in 2022. And so I came up with this bullet point list based off like a lot of things that I encountered and stuff, and I learned about myself in 2021. And because I went through a lot of stuff in 2021. Well, I bet we all did, but so here's a couple things that like I said, had to grow through, and I'm still growing through, and I thought this could be helpful for you guys as well, because I like low-key, high-key think we're all dealing with a lot of the same things, especially when you're, going through your 20s and everything, and I bet even after that. So, all right. So, this is in no particular order, also, by the way, but all right. So, the first thing is your voice, honesty, and opinions matter. And like, I knew that my voice and my opinion mattered, but the thing was like, I only saw it, probably subconsciously, I only saw it as valuable for like my own life and like just certain people that I felt comfortable enough to express it to and around. But I didn't always feel comfortable just being honest around people. And I know like it's situational because sometimes, it's best to just kind of just sit back and chill, especially when you know that you're in an environment where people don't listen and they just, all they want to do is go on and on about what they think they know and stuff. But like just me owning the fact that I am Imani, hear me roar, like I have my own opinions, I have a voice, like if I don't like something, it's okay for me to say, hey, I don't think you meant any harm by this, but I did not appreciate X, Y, and Z. Or hey, this hurts my feelings when you said or did this, and this. And just being okay with just expressing that and just being like, yo, that's not okay for me. And then from that point on, we can move forward and I can decide whether I want to continue to be around you or continue to have a relationship with you. And I know what place to put you in my life. Like, you get what I'm saying? So that was super crucial. And I'm still, of course, like working through those things. Okay, so the next thing is heal your open wounds and forgive. And I did a podcast. I put out a podcast episode a couple weeks ago about like talking about forgiveness and disappointments and stuff, because I think a lot of times those things go hand in hand. And I didn't realize that I was holding on to certain things, and like I knew I had issues somewhat with certain people, but I didn't realize that, hey, like, you have got to start being more vocal about what's going on with you and what you're okay with and what not okay with. And it's okay to like use your voice. Like you're a grown woman, like use your voice. You get what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times I didn't do that, and I just kind of like played small, and that sometimes causes resentment within myself. And that's like not okay, because that holding resentment, man, it takes so much energy away from you, and it takes away your joy. And like, man, life should be full of joy, and it should be freedom, not resentment and grudges and weight and sad, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's something that I'm still working on, of course, and there's still some some conversations I need to have with people, or just some things that conversations will just never be had, and I just gotta let it go and let it fly, and you can release those weights, and that's just what it is. The next thing is stop trying to drive using directions from the past. And man, like, I realized that I was trying to navigate the present and the future using going off of negative experiences that I've had in the past, and I did that with expectations of the same negative things occurring in the future. And that's like not okay. That is so not okay. And man, it took a lot for me to notice that I was doing that. I didn't even know. I was just like, yo, like there's some obstacles I have. I'm just like, well, what the heck? Like, I'm trying to break through them, and like, for example, using, what can I use that as an example? I'm using this as an example. This isn't my example, but like, or you know what? I'm using my example. So my thing is that I was struggling with was not expecting people to value what I had to offer, based off of situations in the past, and by me unconsciously expecting people to reject the value that I had to offer and to bring. By continuously playing those experiences in my mind, I took that same feeling and hurt and applied it to the present and I expected that same thing. And so if you expect to be devalued, you operate differently than if you expect for people to be like, yo, you're the greatest thing smoking, what you done is the greatest thing smoking. You move differently. You have a different type of confidence. If you think people are gonna like shut it down, like, you like crouch down this small, and that's not okay. So that was something that I really had to like face and continue. I have to continue to face. You can't be looking in the rearview mirror as you're driving to try to get to your destination. You can kind of peek back there. Of course, that's what rearview mirrors are for. You peek back there to make sure like everything's straight. No car's trying to hit you or nothing, but you can't drive forward continuously looking in the rearview mirror. You have to look through your windshield in the front. You know what I mean? And I hope this analogy makes sense. but like, yeah, we gotta do better, man. And I know I can't be the only one who's dealt with that and who feels. I know you feel me on this. Whoever you are, one of y'all, I know y'all feel me on this. So yeah, it's just about applying the lens of what you do want and use that as an expectation. Apply that like you do. For me, I'm using myself as an example as well. For me, Imani, you want people to value it, and you want to be around people. You want to be around people who value what you bring. And so since you want to have that experience, you need to apply what you want as the expectation. And once you apply what you want as the expectation, you have a different lens, and then you can start to see who can get something from this and who can't. And if you see people who cannot get anything from this, you don't really need to be spending as much energy over there. Like, you get what I'm saying? And so yeah, man, it's the growth season out here. I'm trying to tell you. All right. So the next thing is, y'all, and this one is hard sometimes. It's mind your business. I need you to mind your business. And then I put seriously though. And so, man, I think a lot of times and I say we, because I know I'm not the only one, we get so caught up in minding somebody else's business. And then it also depends on your personality. Like, So for my personality, I've taken a couple like personality assessments. The main two that I've recently taken was the DISC assessment and the Clifton's, I think 30 something strengths. I forget how many it is. But so I'm like super people oriented. And so my Clifton strength says that I'm super people oriented, and then my DISC assessment, my highest one, most prominent one is the stability category, and like I'm super people oriented, and I like to like help people and like bring stability to other people's like operation or life or whatever. I just love to help people, and I want to help people fix their problems and stuff like that. But at a certain point, girl, mind your business. Like, these people don't, like, certain people they don't want your help. If they don't want your help, go take your resources elsewhere. Like, and sometimes it would make me sad. I'm like, dang, like, I just want the best for this person, or I just want the best for this organization or this business. Like, why are they rejecting what I want to bring? Like, and it's not like it's just out the blue, my ideas of what I want to do is just out the blue. It's like, no, it's not. That's just not where they at right now. And that's okay. Like, and these are like proven things. I'm like, yo, like, it's not just me. These are proven things. Like, we need to bop, X, Y, Z. And it's just like, girl, mind your business. They don't value it. You are currently, and in the past, you've had this habit of throwing your pearls at swine. And a lot of people I had to cut off, and a lot of just different people's projects and organizations and stuff. I had to cut that off because I'm like, they don't value it. And I had to raise my standard. Like, you got to raise your standard. Yeah. And then also another thing that goes with this, hopefully you following me, was one of the principles, and I think it's Rich Dad Poor Dad, if I remember correctly, by Robert Kiyosaki. My man was talking about what the difference between what the rich people do and what poor people don't do. And he was talking about how rich people mind their business. And he means, like, literally speaking, like, paying attention to getting your own affairs financially in order, instead of being so on top of or quick to mind somebody else's business, meaning like your job, and making sure that their organization is doing good and you're doing your job, and you just accepting your 401k and your paycheck or whatever else. You're minding their business. How about you mind your own? Like, the only way for you to not just get rich, but like be financially stable and in a good place financially, and not be super dependent on an external like corporation or whatever job you have, is you have to focus and mind your own business. And that doesn't mean you don't do your job at work, but just you got to mind your own business. Your own business needs to be the priority, not someone else's. And man, that sucker will drain you if you keep on trying to help everybody and listening to everybody who pick up the phone. You answer and they're calling you about their problems, and girl, did you hear about this, and girl, did you hear about that, and oh, I got this problem, that problem, oh, I need this, I need that. Bro, it will kill your time, your energy, your resource. It will kill it. And those people aren't even worth it. No, I'm not trying to be shady, but it's not even worth it, because they're not even doing nothing with the information or the resources you've given them. Like, it's so annoying. But it really hit home for me towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year. It was like, girl, you gotta mind your business, and you got to focus. You got to keep your eyes on the prize, because that ain't it. You feel me? All right. And then the next thing is ask for what you want. And man, like, I've seen the evidence, right, of me asking for what I want. And from a couple years ago, asking for what I want, and actually got it, and being surprised, like, oh, wow, they actually gave me what I wanted. Cool. Like, as far as money was concerned, and like contract and stuff like that, because I do freelance work. And so there's that as an example that I've experienced in the past, but it didn't really like hit home, because I would sometimes struggle with like the value that I bring, like my own self-value and worth. And And so there was that. And last year, I think it was 2021, I read this book by Brian Tracy called Kiss That Frog. And it's about, like, the whole book is about turning negative situations into positive, and how to do that. And he was just talking about how the people in this world who get what they want, they ask for it. They're not afraid to ask for what they want and tell you what it is that they want. Like, hey, I want this. Hey, I want you to do that. And they get what they want because they're not afraid to ask. And if you say nah, then they're like, all right, cool. And they just move on. You get what I'm saying? And man, those are the people who really make it. And I'm gonna use my sister for example. Like, she's just the person that just came up to mind. Like, my sister has no problem coming to me and being like, Imani, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. She don't even be asking sometimes. She just be like, oh, I need you to do this, and I need you to do that. And I just be like, all right, I got you, type of thing. And like, and she gets what she wants. Like, for me, it's no problem at all. Like, if she needs me to, like, record something for her, or shoot something for her, or put something together for her, or help her with something, I'd be like, oh, okay, no problem. When? What time? Okay, how long? Like, you get what I'm saying? But for me, I'd be kind of like nervous about asking people to help me, or for what I want or what I need. And my dad is the same way. Like, he'll be like, if he wants something, he's not afraid to ask for it or tell you or this or that. And if I'm gonna get what I want, and not just me, but also you guys too, if you want to get what you want out of this life, you gotta not be afraid to ask. So yeah, there's that. The next thing is I put a magnifying glass on how great you are and your great contribution. And in parentheses, I put greatness deserves to be celebrated, especially by you. And when I wrote that down, I'm like one of those pseudo humble people. Like, if somebody will compliment me, or not compliment me, because I'll accept compliments. I'm awesome, great with the compliments. But like, if it's something that I created or whatever, I'm not always like, hey, look at this. Ooh, this is so great. You should love it too. Like, I'm not one of those. Well, no, I don't want to speak that, but in the past, that hasn't been a habit of mine to be like, yahoo, I'm awesome because I did this and I did an amazing job. And sometimes I would kind of hide things until I felt like they were at a level of perfection, or whatever, what I thought in my mind was perfection, which nothing is ever perfection. There's always going to be some type of flaw or something in it. And no, we're not doing that. It's about honestly giving yourself credit. Like, you know what? I worked my butt off for this. I put money into this, time into it. I was meticulous with it. If it wasn't right, I redid it. Like, I worked over it. Man, it may not be perfect, but man, it's awesome. You know what I mean? And not just it's awesome, but you're awesome because this came out of you. This came out of you. This came from your heart. This came from your hands. This came from your mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just being okay with being in the spotlight, and not just being okay with being in the spotlight, but also being okay with putting myself in the spotlight and being like, I'm appreciating myself for this. And I'm gonna let y'all know that I'm appreciative of myself for this. Like, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, and I just have a feeling that I cannot be the only one. There's no way. And then last but not least, this is kind of weird, so I don't know if you're gonna follow my analogy, but I put that the camera never leaves the main character, so you'll never be alone or abandoned. Like, and when I put that, I mean, like, the main character in the story is the main character for a reason. They're super important to the story. If you lose the main character, you have no story. That's what I mean by that. Because, in movies or TV shows, of course, like the camera may get off the main character and show like a side or supporting character, but that's the point. They're a side or supporting character. They're not the main character. Without that main character, that side character or that supporting character, or even the extras, have no purpose. Like, you get what I'm saying? And my correlation with the main character, meaning me, myself, and also I hope you will, whoever you are, like, listening, I hope you will start to look at yourself as the main character as well, and know that you're very important, and not to worry about, because I know a lot of people kind of have these barriers about how far you can go, and a lot of it is like a fear of abandonment, or like fear of being alone, or fear of people not supporting you, or fear of people not loving you or liking you anymore, or whatever. That's like a huge thing. If you've ever read the book, or ever heard of the book by Gay Hendricks, that's his name. It's called The Big Leap. One of the, oh crap, what's it called? It's like a barrier thing. I forget what it's called. What he calls it. One of the obstacles is like, has to do with fear of abandonment, or people not liking you or whatever. Like, that's okay. They're not the main character. And I'll never forget Melissa, Kevin on Stage's wife, Melissa Fredericks. She was, I think a couple months ago, she was like, or it might have been early year 2021 or whatever. She was like, this year I'm finna be on main character energy. And no lie, seeing her on Instagram and stuff, she was for real on main character. My name is Melissa, and I'm going to be doing Melissa. I'm on Melissa. Forget all of y'all. If y'all got a problem with what I'm doing, so be it. This is my life. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's super dope. Because, I mean, yeah, you're all you have. You have to celebrate you. You have to look at yourself as the main character and make decisions for you based off of what your values are and what your values are. That's it. Whether it could be wherever you draw your values from, your morals, ethics, whatever, you need to be on main character energy and not be so concerned with everybody else. And I'm preaching to the choir myself, but also I know somebody else needs to hear this. So those were the things that I put down. I'm sure there's more, but those are the really big things for me. Really, really, really big things. And so I so appreciate all of you for watching it. If you're watching it on YouTube, what's up? And if you're just listening in podcast land, I appreciate you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Go check out, or not just check out, go follow my Instagram. We need followers over there. And like it, share it, whatever, if you found it helpful. You guys are awesome. Never stop growing and pushing yourself, and I'll see you next week. Bye.